They want to be a moral leader. They want to be a voice, but they also want to be the people that work hard for things that they believe in. And you also saw a lot from Matthew Stafford today, and obviously that's his team and has been for a long time. But I just don't think it's much of a surprise that people from here that go other places continue to be leaders. And there are moments like this where, and it was sort of the theme of the day, that sports is far less important than the things we have to talk about today.
Exactly, which kind of leads me to the next point I want to get your take on. Because we saw the two signs reading on the whiteboard there, the world can't go on and we won't be silent. Flowers, obviously, he spent last season with the Lions, but this is Duran's first year there. It
Yeah.
seemed, though, as you pointed out, the entire team was front and center on this showing of solidarity, including their head coach, Matt Patricia. You know better than anyone here, an NFL locker room made up of people from all walks of life, colors, creeds, religion, etc. So as much as this is about the leadership we've seen from those two guys, how much is this an exercise in unification?
It's what team's all about. It's what football's all about. Ultimately, you have to sort of all work towards one common goal. And in this, again, I go back to the notion that this is a moral question. This isn't a question of politics. This isn't a question of support for or against police. That's silly. That's not what it's about. It was an excessive force case that just offends, I think, your average viewer, regardless of what background you're coming from. Something does not sit right about watching a man be executed on the street, no matter what reason it may be. We want the police to support us. We want the police to go out there and do their job safely. But we know that there's a line, and when it's crossed, we've gotten to a point, and I think in our society, where athletes alike don't really abide by that whole stick to sports thing. They're done with that, because when they leave the training facility, they jump in their cars and they're citizens just like the rest of us. And a lot of my African American friends, they don't feel safe. You know, they say that when I get in my car, I'm no different than that guy. And I need my teammates behind me to say, hey, enough is enough. And you may not be affected by it. A guy like me, not affected by it necessarily, but they are. And collectively, they're going to say, hey, our one big voice here is important to use. It's enough is enough. We're not going to sit silent anymore.